Okay, time for the Michael movie review. If you haven't seen the movie, do not listen to this. This is going to be spoilers all over the place. So let's start out first with the runtime of the movie. I didn't expect it to be 2 hours and 10 minutes. For some reason, to me, when I was watching it, it felt very quick. And they had to have like a villain, quote unquote, in the movie. And his dad was basically the villain. His dad was the one that was like not beating him, constantly forcing him to perform, and not really wanting him to leave the Jackson 5 group or the Jacksons group because it would conflict with the money that's coming in. So let's just go over the parts I like. One, Jafar Jackson was perfect for the role. He's as close, obviously he's related to Michael, being his nephew, but he's like the best. What I hate about biopics a lot of the times too is the person that's acting as the actual famous person doesn't really fit it that well. There's something that's off. But with Jafar, there were actually scenes in the movie where it looked like Michael. I was like, is that Michael Jackson in this fucking movie? Like, that's how close he got to it, which was amazing. The visuals of the movie was amazing, perfectly executed. Obviously, the music was licensed. It was the actual music, and there was mixtures of Jafar in the actual music as well, which was great. I do like that there was parts where they went into a little bit more detail. I think they ended it at the around the right time, where his prime was, and ended it in Bad because he had Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad. I think that was his prime in his 20s, which is a crazy run of albums. Off the Wall, Thriller, and then Bad is insane. But yeah, they ended it I think at the right time in the movie. I think that timeline of events for his first movie is great, and then they do the second one, which follows up to the more juicier, I guess, stuff where people are more interested in the allegations and pretty much things that are crumbling around him. But I felt like the two major events should have had more focus, should have had more kind of like explaining more roots, kind of like to set up the next movie. And the event of the Pepsi, where his hair catches on fire, like they should have slowly start to put in the grassroots of he's getting addicted to pills, because that's when it started. The drug addiction thing started. So that should have been addressed a little bit more. That should have been explored a little bit more. Yeah, the MTV thing. So that was another thing that was huge in the story that I felt like it was just like a couple of phone calls and it's done. Yeah, those two events, the MTV thing and the Pepsi thing, should have been explored more. But yeah, overall, man, I'd give this movie an 8 out of 10. I felt like the number one thing to pull off that's really hard is the casting, man. And they knocked that out the park. Everybody did their roles perfectly. The complaints here really is just how quick things went.